Speaking of shining a light, we have a shining light here. I want to call forward Natalia Alonso, who is an immigrant, who shares with us her story, who shares with us the power of what it means to be here, because the immigrant community is not to be maligned, is not scary. They are what makes America beautiful and whole, and she's going to share with us her special story today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming today. This is very wonderful. Okay, so we'll start with my story. So when I was younger, my father had to leave the country due to the fact that he didn't come here with proper papers and, the whole legal process. But he came here for a better life than what he had back in his house. So when my father left, it was pretty sad, The adults didn't tell us what was going on because they thought if you don't tell them about it, they won't know about it. And that was a mistake because I knew about it. You see, although I am older now and I was younger then when this occurred, I don't have vivid memories, but I have vivid feelings of what it felt like to be without a father that was still there, but not there. You see, I would remember when my father would shake his boots off in the back door so that he wouldn't get the house messy. I remember the feeling of him opening the door and me and my brother rushing to him, ready to scream, "Papa, you're home!" You see, I remember the feeling of my dad coming home to say hi to us. But the day that routine stopped, I realized there's something wrong. Something's not right. And then, it was a continuous routine where my father wasn't coming home anymore. And I would see my mother, kind of sad and not as, cheery as she used to be. I knew my father wasn't coming home anymore. I just didn't know when he was coming back because it wasn't for certain when he was coming back. You see, although I am older now, those feelings still hurt. And I can't imagine what these kids are going through in these camps. It's worse for them because they don't know where they're at. They don't know what's next. And that is a reality. You see, we have a humanitarian crisis right now. Children are being locked up. And that is not right. They don't even have their parents by their side to help them cope with what is going on. They are by themselves. You see, not only is it these children that are in these cages, it is children all around the United States. There are raids occurring everywhere. We had one just this summer. I don't know if you all remember the raids in Salem, the raids in Sandusky. Those children came home without a parent to be there to greet them. They didn't see their parents. They didn't know where their parents were at because people weren't saying where they were at. They were clueless. And once again, the same thing has occurred, but in Mississippi. Kids came home from school without their parents being there. The only difference is that more families were affected. This is awful. This is sad. So many kids are going to be without their parents. The kids that I saw after the raids here in Ohio, the whole thing was sad. I wanted to cry because the first thing that I saw when I tried to help these kids out, the first thing I saw was two siblings at a table holding hands with their heads down on a table. They were crying because they didn't have their mom or their dad. They were the ones that were taken while they were working in the sun. This is a reality. Now, we all know what is going on over in Mississippi. And I ask you all for help once more for the children. Our group has taken it upon themselves to go down to Mississippi and directly give the children what they need and give the families what they need. Because although they are being released, that does not mean they can go to work. No more, they are not having an income coming in so that they can pay for what they need on a daily basis. That's over. That's done. So I ask you all, Cleveland, please help us out one more time. We are accepting donations again for the children of Mississippi, for los niños de Mississippi. Thank you all for listening to me today. Okay, so I have a Facebook page. It's called Los Niños de Corsos. I can write it down because it's like in Spanish, but oh, it's in the program. Okay, so it's in your guys' program. It's called Los Niños de Corsos, and there I have shared a link where you can send the monetary donations, and also I have a list of items that we believe are needed because we've had our experiences here in Ohio with what the families need, and we know what will help them out in the long run. So we have a list on our latest post. I also have a video giving in more details of what is going on. And right now we are currently trying to set up spots for the donation centers because we are planning on our first trip being in 2 weeks. We're trying to help them as soon as possible. So that's what we have so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalia, and we will make sure to get all that information on this event page so we can share it with all of you.